channel, #MovieBae. I am MovieBae, and in this video, I'm going to be reviewing and doing a discussion over highlights of episode, I believe, 8 of Pvalley. But before we get to it though, I want y'all to drop down and hit that subscribe button, because here on MovieBae, I do reviews, reactions, and commentary to movies and television. And if that's the type of content that you like, you might as well hit the subscribe button. So like I stated earlier, I'm not going to be recapping this episode. I'm just going to talk about the highlights that I deemed important from this episode. So let's get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with Haley and like all the casino business. So Haley meets up with Georgie and lets her know, if it's not $10 million, I don't want it. We also get a storyline between Haley and Andre per usual, where Andre wants to date Haley and not Autumn Night, which is like, really, sir? Because you don't show it. Like, the only time you actually show that you like me and want to be with me is where we're in the comfort of a home or a hotel. But in public, you letting me get disrespected by Corbin Blue, okay? So Andre, he's annoying per usual. Something else that happened in the episode was the smear campaign, which is politics in general. So I don't really know why they were upset about it. But Andre lied about his daddy being dead when his dad is really a convicted felon. Now, the funniest part about the smear campaign was Patrice's storyline. Oh, my God, Patrice is so funny. She said, baby, I hold so you, Chuckalisa, couldn't fly, okay? She said, I done sucked plenty of dick and I done slapped many of hoes. Y'all know Patrice owns up to her shit. So a smear campaign is nothing to her. She probably the one doing the smearing, if we're going to be honest. Corbin Blue also gets some advice from Uncle Cliff, saying that if you want Patrice to be out of the running, then just buy her out, because Patrice cream, okay? Cash rules everything around her, period. So also in this storyline, Haley meets up with Keyshawn and gives Keyshawn a plan on how to get away from Derek. So Keyshawn brings birth certificates so Haley can make passports for her and the kids. And then she tells Keyshawn that you will be headlining at the Pank at the reopening, because we're finally supposed to be reopening. Yeah, right. I'll believe it when I see it. Let Derek know that he'll get all the money that you make that night, and then you, Keyshawn, will collect everything that you make at the door, and you can take it and leave with the kids. How much money is she going to be making at the door? Because that don't seem like a lot of money to me. But let's talk about Keyshawn and Derek specifically now. So Derek comes home and he buys Keyshawn some Louboutins, and everybody's confused as to where Derek got this money from. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Derek got a job now. Like, the job that he was going on the interview from before he, like, slapped the shit out of Keyshawn, he got that job, which is why he's been happier. He went to, like, his cousin's party and shit like that. Like, I thought Derek had a job. So now he's trying to buy Keyshawn things to make her feel better. So the Louboutins he bought was a 7.5, which is, if y'all remember Keyshawn's backstory, he already had her sizes and measurements down to a T. Well, those shoes don't fit anymore. And that goes back to that Cinderella storyline. Like, this fairy tale, it ain't working no more. So I feel like the shoes was symbolic for that. And Derek started beating himself in the head, talking about, I can't do right. You know what, Derek? As long as you beating yourself, I could give a fuck less. But when I tell y'all, I was looking at him like he was dumb. I was looking at him like he was dumb. I was like, Derek, get a grip, okay? Get a grip. He's like, what can I do? What can I do to make you stay? How about stop hitting me? How about stop hitting the kids? Like, bruh. But anyway, long story short, Keyshawn convinces Derek to let her go back and work at the Pank. So when we get to the Pank, we see Mercedes struggle dancing. And when I tell y'all, I laughed so hard. I rewound this part like 3 times. And the funniest part was when she kicked the plexiglass. Because y'all know she haven't danced since the COVID regulations and things went up. So I thought that part was so funny. But it was kind of sad to see Mercedes trying so hard. I mean, baby girl, them cheeks weren't even isolating. It was struggle all the way around. And then to make matters worse, Haley tells Mercedes she's not dancing at opening night. And then Mississippi walks in. Mississippi walked in like Nikki off of Say the Last Dance. Watch me squash this shit. I mean, she got Diamond attention. She got Roulette and Whisper's attention. Like, Mississippi just walked in there glowing and looking beautiful. Later in that episode, Mississippi and Keyshawn kind of have like a exchange of mutual respect. Like, we both never thought we would be back here, but here we are at the Pank. The Pank is kind of like everybody's safe haven. So while we're on Mississippi, y'all, not Mississippi, what's that girl name? Mercedes. Y'all know Maine got out of prison. Maine got out of prison, right? So they kind of, this storyline was over before it even started. All right. They've been teasing Mercedes and Maine storyline since first season. He went to jail and she masturbated to him. And I'm thinking that they're going to hit it off, right? So at the block party for, you know, celebrating his release, she kind of comes to him and it's like, hey, you know, trying to get advice about catching her first body, basically. And in that moment, Maine listened, gave her some advice, but then he tried to push up on her like in a sexual way. And it's like, bro, the moment he did that, I was like, it's not the time. And y'all know Pvalley is notorious, in my personal opinion, for abusing tragic situations and covering it up with sex. So I thought they were going to have sex in that moment, but they did not, which is, I'm actually kind of happy. But I'm upset because Maine turned out to be a fuck nigga. Today, Mercedes was like, you know, that's not really what I want right now. And he was like, well, I hope you find whatever you looking for. And left. So I was like, damn, like he a fuck boy. Like, that kind of hurt my feelings because I did want Maine and Mercedes to get together, if not for them, for me, just so I can watch. All right, let's go ahead and get into these crazy bitches at the strip club, Roulette and Whisper. So y'all all know that Roulette was propositioned by Terrence to convince Whisper to let him eat her out for 2 stacks. So in that scene, in like a couple episodes ago, literally like episode damn 2, because I forgot all about their storyline, Roulette she looked jealous of Whisper. So I thought that she was kind of like deciphering whether she should pimp Whisper out or not. So it comes time, she convinces Whisper to come to the hotel with her and let Terrence perform this act. Whisper's having reservations, you know, it's not right, it's not in the crystals, the mood is off. And Roulette just let her know, baby girl, that's just nerve. Take this Coke and you'll be fine. So Terrence comes, does his service, and pays Whisper less than what was agreed upon. So Whisper, you know, pops off at the mouth and Terrence starts to choke her out. And I was thinking, well, I really hope these bitches got some protection. And then out of the bathroom comes Roulette. She placed the gun to his head, makes him strip down. She puts the gun into his mouth and makes him suck it. And she's basically like, who got the DSLs now? Now, I don't know if this was an act of opportunity or if this was her plan all along, because y'all know Terrence kind of dismissed her for being dark-skinned. You know, he paid her bare minimum to suck him off. Meanwhile, you're paying double to pleasure a racially ambiguous girl. So I feel like Roulette wanted her revenge anyways. So they steal Terrence's stuff and his car. Roulette drops it off at the chop shop so she can get paid. By the way, another note that I wanted to mention is Roulette is crazy. She is ready to die at any minute. Do I think this is going to come back on her? Not this season, because we only got 2 episodes left. Last but not least, I wanted to get into the biggest shocker of this episode, Murda storyline. So at the very beginning, Cliff cuts Murda's hair, and obviously you see AP Projects shaved in the back of his head. I just knew, I was like, okay, so Murda is cutting out the green and red. So I was thinking like metamorphic change, right? Murda is a different person now. So Murda links up with Wody to go view Teek's body prior to the funeral. And Murda just lets Wody know that he knows that he killed Rome. And Murda's like, look, we all play God and we all play the devil sometimes too. Meaning we are all capable of doing good things and we are all capable of doing bad things. And Wody just lets Murda know that he's willing to do whatever he needs to do to ensure that his tape or his past or his lifestyle does not make it to the public to hinder his success. And he also tells Murda, like, you gonna be the nigga to make it. And Murda's just like, well, why me? Well, nigga, why not you? You know what I'm saying? So I like the motivational moment that they had between one another. However, I do feel like Murda is pressured to make it out the hood because everybody is banking on him. At the funeral, the OGs come and they show Murda a video that Pico is online claiming that he's the one who murdered Teek. And immediately, I was like, you dumbass bitch. You dumbass bitch. So in that moment, I wanted to mention how everybody didn't know how Teak got shot. They just knew he got shot. It was rumors that he tried, somebody tried to steal his car, that this happened, this happened. Nobody knows it was a suicide. And I feel like, I don't have that many subscribers. And I feel like that's because, one, that's not a quote-unquote black person thing. Two, that's not a man thing, quote-unquote. And I believe, on the contrary, I should have done my research, but I believe black males have the highest rate of suicide. So, I just wanted to put that out there, how they didn't disclose exactly how Teak passed away. But, of course, Murda knows because he was there. So the OG is like, somebody needs to teach this young cat a lesson that you don't just go spit on men in graves. Boop. So I personally feel like Murda didn't want to take it to the next level, but the OG told me to. And he knows, Teak was his homie, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, lover and friend. So he had to avenge his death and the respect of it, period. So we follow Pico from the store, walking through a vacant field. First off, was there no main roads to get home? I'm just saying. It was sketch from the very start. He's on the phone with his son, and I was like, oh, damn. Because it made Pico seem human. Like, we all know he's soft anyways. But then it's like, you just get out the phone with your son talking about, okay, I'm not going to go to sleep until you get home. I'm like, oh, that little boy never going to go to sleep. Oh, baby. So Murda rolls up on him and lets him know, like, you want to claim bodies without claiming everything that come with it. You know what I'm saying? And he inadvertently lets Pico know that Murda was actually there when Teak passed. So I already know that you capping, but this is what's got to be done. Because at the end of the day, why would you claim a body of your rival gang? That makes no sense. Because even if it wasn't Murda to complete the deed, somebody was going to come and kill you. Like, you just signed your own death certificate trying to play hard. So dumb. And he was like, oh, well, I got kids. I got one on the way. And then Murda's like, oh, yeah, Tyson. Well, I let him know his daddy loved him. Because, like, bruh, if Murda wasn't want to do it, somebody else was going to anyway. So Murda walks away scot-free. Because all the gang members, I guess it was so damn dark, they didn't see the person walking straight from the crime scene. And Murda goes into the booth, blood still on his hands, and records a song. I pray that Murda does not tell it on himself that he's the one who killed Pico, because you are going, Pico, because you are going straight to jail. You going to jail now. Like, why the fuck would you do that? But y'all know so many young cats literally tell it on themselves in these records. Like, and they go to prison for it. Like, you so dumb. How you going to end your career before it even starts? That's dumb. But I also feel like Murda is self-sabotaging because everybody wants him to be the one to make it out. Teak told him that he gonna make it out. Wody told him he gonna make it out. And every time, Murda is like, why? Why me? Why me? So I honestly feel like it's kind of self-sabotage too, because he got all this weight and all this pressure on his shoulder to be that 1 in 1 million nigga to make it out of the hood. And y'all know Murda is my favorite character. So to see that his storyline is just starting to go down the toilet, it really makes me sad. But hey, I guess that's the making of a good story, right? Thank y'all so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Be sure y'all hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for all the content that I drop. Like this video if you enjoyed my commentary, and leave a comment down below. They got 2 episodes left. How are they gonna wrap all this shit up? Like, you at least gotta come to a close of some of these storylines. Like, it's just too much shit going on in this show, and I feel like that's like my biggest gripe with it. But like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. It's a date.